Hi, Bruce.
Hello. Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you today?
Good. I'm a short pull and a long hill on the way there. I'm fine too.
You okay? Is everything all right?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Great, great. Thank you so much for taking the time. So I saw Along Came the Devil the other night. I loved it. Really interesting
Mhm.
movie. Very well made. And I got to tell you, it was your performance that really made it memorable for me. Um,
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you.
sure, sure.
To hear.
Tell me, how did you get involved with the project?
Well, I read the script. I have a friend who knew the Declans, and she gave me the script, and they had called me, and I thought it was an interesting take on a reimagination of the genre, and thought I'd give it a try. And when I got down there, I really fell in love with them. They're just wonderful people. Harriet and they're both just. It's a real mom and pop production. I mean, mom actually cooked the catering and and stuff. It was really a wonderful experience.
That's great. So now I know you were in Willard. Are you a big horror buff?
Well, I'm. It's just another thing, you know. I'm also a big Western buff and you know, love story buff and whatever makes money buff and but yeah, horror buff is a great. You know, I've done a number of horror films now, and this wasn't my first rodeo priest. So,
right.
So I did, but it helped me a lot because I did have some old Latin in my belt that I could pull out for this.
Oh,
and
nice.
everything that was, nice. And I also have a dear friend who's been a bishop. He's worked his way up to being a bishop in a Greek Orthodox church now in New York. So we've been friends since he was a foundling at the church.
Okay, nice.
That he was into when he was a baby. He was raised by the church, so he's always been a good touchstone for me. And he's a great horror buff, more of a horror buff than I am. So,
okay. So, what do you hope audiences take away from the film?
A roller coaster ride more than anything else. I think for me that's the idea. You know, if it's a good ride, it's a good fun. It's a reimagination of the similar genre, the same genre. It's a, you know, and anything that starts to question religious beliefs is a great fun house to go into and turn the lights out on.
Okay.
So I just hope it's an enjoyable kick for people to go.
Definitely.
Enjoyable may not be the right word.
It's definitely a roller coaster ride.
Yeah, well, that's it. As long as people get off in the end and say, "Woo, that was worth the 25 cents."
I think I was a little out of breath after the credits ended. But yeah.
Oh, good. I'm glad,
yeah.
glad to hear it.
So you've worked in film, television. You've been on stage. Do you have a particular favorite medium, or are they all pretty much the same to you?
Oh, they're all different. They're certainly not the same, but they're all sort of different. I'm about to start a play right now with Francis Fisher that Jason Alexander is directing. So we're going to start this week and run through September out here at the Pasadena Playhouse.
Okay.
I love getting back to the stage if I can. That's always real rewarding for me. It gets harder as you get older. But no, I like a good story and a good journey for a character in whatever medium comes up.
And now you're working with Jason Alexander again. I know you were on an episode of Seinfeld.
Yeah, I gave him a hard time.
That was such a great episode.
We're all poker buddies too. We play.
Oh, really? Nice. What was it like being on Seinfeld?
Well, it was great. You know, everybody's fine there, except there's no dressing rooms. Everybody had to sit on a bench that wasn't the cast because they got all the money. Even I think you know, Even Wayne had to sit on the bench for 4 years, I think. 4 years till they finally got to the dressing room.
Oh no! But I'm sure it was a fun experience.
Wayne Knight. Oh yeah, it was great, and it was wonderful. And actually, I got to meet my wife. I didn't meet her there, but she used to go with Michael Richards, and I met her years later.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Okay, that was the best part to come out of.
Nice. So I'm just curious. You've done so much over the years. How do you pick your roles?
Oh man, I guess just what interests me.
Mm-hmm.
It's really that simple. You know, what do I find interesting, intriguing at the time? What's going to be a good, interesting part? Do I have a take on this that might be something new? Sometimes it's that. Sometimes I got to be honest. It's just doing a job for the bucks. If somebody comes along with an offer, or a TV series or something, sometimes it's that. But mostly I like to, when I have the opportunity, what's a good character that has a good journey and a good story.
Right. And now you said you've played a priest and religious roles in the past. What has attracted you to those roles?
Well, once again, it's the story and the character. It's like any other archetypical story. It's the cowboy against the town, or the priest against the devil. One man against everything, fish out of water. They're all kind of genres, and it depends. With this, it was just you're certainly following a beaten path with an updated reimagination of this genre, but it's just I really like the turn that it took, especially at the end of the priest's character, who he is and who he was.
Now, it's a very physical role. A lot of stuff happening, a lot of stuff flying around, demons. What were some challenges that you faced during the production?
Oh God, I guess hoisting Sydney up on the wall. It's hard to say because everything in a film is all piecemeal. And you don't get to see that while they're setting that up, we get to go outside and sit by the railroad tracks before we go back into the church. They got to smoke the room out there, have us running around here, or the kids got to set the fire on, get set things on fire at your feet. Well, so it was all kind of fun. To tell you the truth, I had kind of fun doing it. I know that's kind of weird, but
no, that's very interesting.
I'm devoted to really exercising somebody. It's kind of nice to make a movie and scare people.
Well, job well done. Yeah, I'm curious. Do you have any acting influences, actors who have influenced your craft?
Oh, yeah, sure. Over the years, I got great advice from so many, from Burt Lancaster and Henry Fonda and Lucille Ball. It's kind of hard to pigeonhole each one. I would say what I learned from Burt is basically, save your energy and make sure you're focused in what you're doing and save it for the close-up, kid.
Okay.
Work with what you got.
That's good.
The baby blues, the pearly white. Work with them. And with Henry Fonda, it was like, don't worry so much about your results. Enjoy the journey of what you're doing. Enjoy that trip, that journey. And with Lucy, I got from her more than anything else, you got to push yourself, kid, and push yourself more than you think you have to in order to get better, because you're better than you think you are. And that was basically what I got from her.
Oh, wow.
Don't settle for that first take. You're better than that.
It's great. It's great. So you're actually you're actually in one of my favorite comedies of all time, Spies Like Us.
Oh, I had a blast.
Was that? Yeah, tell me a little bit about that experience.
Well, it was great. We shot most of it in London, and I had a wonderful time there. And I think what I loved about John was so many times he'd use famous people as extras.
Right, Bob Hope, yeah.
You know, working with the Coens as extras, and B.B. King said,
Sam Raimi.
we're ordering the pencils, you know, and all kinds of people like that. Toxic Abras, all these great extras were all hanging around that were famous people, and that was fun. But I enjoyed Chevy and working with both Dan and Chevy in London. It was great. It was a long production, so it was one of those Hollywood movies that had a lot of money involved into making it, and people could, you know, do things as a class act all the way. And I enjoyed that very much, and you know, William Prince, working with William Prince.
Nice.
And I had fun. I got to live in London for months.
Cool, very cool. Are there any filmmakers or actors that you haven't worked with that you'd want to in the future?
Well, I'd always wanted to work with Duvall. I wanted to do a Western with Duvall. That was always been my great dream. I guess it'd have to be a pretty geriatric Western now for all of us.
I could see it happening still.
But, yeah, you can. I mean, I've worked with so many that I thrilled. I've been keeping this baseball that I had signed with Paul Schofield and Dustin Hoffman and Gene Hackman, and I wanted to work with Duvall and have him sign it, and that would be my fourth of the home run hitters and character actors of all time.
Right.
But you know, I never know. Sometimes I'm surprised with a young kid coming along. I think Sydney is a terrific actress. She was really wonderful, and I don't know if you've gotten to see her in *Handmaid's Tale*, but she was wonderful. She was wonderful in that.
All right, Bruce.
Yeah.
What advice? You're such a seasoned thespian. What advice do you have for aspiring actors out there?
Oh man, make sure you can make a living. Make sure you can make a living while you're pursuing your dream. And if the dream isn't necessarily working out to your perfection, find find another way. There are many, many, many ways to be creative, both in the film business and out. So make sure that, you know, if you've got to feed that, that's something you should do. But always take care of yourself first. I mean, you don't want to be an 80-year-old waiter for your first break.
Touche. Well, Bruce, I want to thank you so much for your time today. The film is great, and I just love your work over the years. And just keep at it. You're really a terrific actor. Thank you.
Well, thank you, sir. Thanks, and have a great time there.
Thank you. And if you're ever in New York, we'd love to interview you in person. Our studio is in Long Island.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Great. I got a thing called Abnormal Attraction that is coming out of there, too.
Okay, well, yeah, if you're in town, we'd love to have you.
Look
talk.
at that.
Yeah.
We made that in Long Island and some Staten Island.
All right. Sounds good. Looking forward to that. Thanks, guys. Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you. Bye. You too.